Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. I am having technical difficulties. I don't know what is going on with YouTube, but there seems to be some sort of issue going on that is, I can't see your comments. I know that Deborah has said hello, but there's been a lot of weird wackiness going on. I don't know what's going on, and I'm sorry that I'm kind of like trying to troubleshoot it as we're going live with this. I see myself. I see that somebody is here. So I'm hoping that everything is running okay. But yeah, it's this is very strange, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I literally see Deborah says hello again, but it's not showing up over here. So I don't know what's going on. I think there's a problem somewhere with YouTube. I know that they had some issues recently with live videos, so I hope everybody's able to see this. And if you're catching this on the replay, I do apologize as I fiddle around and try to figure things out while you are sitting here going like, come on Ian, get it together. I promise it's not just me. It seems like YouTube has some major issues going on. And now it says that I'm live again on YouTube, so I don't know what's going on. This is very, very strange, and I hope that YouTube figures it out soon. Unfortunately, YouTube has been shifting over to a brand new system for creators, and for some reason that seems to have put some bugs into their systems. So anyways, Renee is here, Juju's here, Juju is here. Hello guys. If you are here, make sure to say hello over, wait, am I pointing the right way? Yes, make sure to say hello over in the chat. It may be right down here if you have expanded your window. So please let me know that you are here. Say hello. I'm watching myself on the replay because it's like a 30-second delay, and it looks freaking weird to see myself delayed by 30 seconds. But anyways, hopefully this is going to work and it will get broadcast out, because literally right now it says one person's watching. I think there's, and then this system says there are 4 people watching, so who knows. Hope you're having a great Saturday, better than mine, hopefully. Yeah. So today I thought we would just craft. I didn't have anything prepared, I didn't have anything ready, so I thought I would jump on here and just craft with everybody and have some fun and chat a little bit, assuming that the YouTubes work and allow me to do that. So anyways, so today, let's go to the tabletop here. Today we're not exactly close to Halloween, but we're starting to get there, right? So today I'm going to be using this stamp set from Colorado Craft Company. It's one of their big and bold stamps. And I used this stamp semi-recently to create an envelope. And now I'm creating a card. I don't know if they're going to go together. Like, I don't know if the envelope is going to go with this card. Actually, I know for a fact that it's not, because I just remembered that I'm making a 5x7 card instead of my normal A2, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So because of that, I have to make a bigger envelope, because obviously a 5 and 7 card won't fit into an A2 sized envelope. So we'll be creating a bigger envelope today. And hopefully it'll go well. Better than me trying to go live today, that's for sure. Anyways, so that's what we're doing today, and I'm going to try and do picture-in-picture so that way y'all can see what's going on with me and what's going on the tabletop. I am going to be moving around a lot today. I do apologize if my volume drops. I didn't want to wear my microphone because I noticed some problems when I was wearing my headset mic the last time, that it didn't give great audio quality. So I'm looking into that and trying to figure out what's going on with that. So today I'm using my mic here on my tabletop, so that way hopefully you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. Alexandra is here. Hello. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Let's hope it works. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do, this paper is warped like nobody's business, but I still think it will be okay for what we're doing. I'm going to set this up there. I'm going to get my cutting tool out. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut down a piece of paper to 5 inches by 7 inches. I'm actually going to cut this first one a little bit bigger. Deborah is in Northern California, and it's supposed to be 107 today. Here in Texas, it is supposed to be 105, so I'm not far behind you. So what I'm going to do is first cut this down to 5 by 7. Let's see, is this how I want to do this? I got to think, like, whenever you're creating a card, you have to think, okay, landscape, portrait. So this is going to be 7. So I want it 7 tall. Okay, so I actually want it a little bit bigger than 5, because what I'm going to do, I don't have enough room here on this piece of paper to make a folding card. So I'm going to have to put 2 pieces of paper together. So to do that, I'm actually going to cut this at 5.5. And then 7. And what's going to happen is I'm going to make a score line here that is at 5 inches. So that way there'll be like half an inch that is over that. So that's the first panel. Here's my second panel. I am going to cut this one to 5 and 7. Because this is going to be the back, and I'm going to glue them together to form one card. So this is my 5 by 7, and you'll notice it is half an inch shorter, because this area right here, this area is going to get folded and glued over onto the back side of the card. I also have another piece of paper. I'm going to set that to the side because we're going to work with that in a minute once I get the card created. This is going to be probably a pretty simpler card. It's not going to be super, super intense, but I think it'll have a really good effect to it. So I have my scoreboard out, and I'm going to take my black piece of paper, my larger one, the 5.5, and I'm going to score it. Let's see, I'm going to score it at 5 inches. I always have to stand up whenever I score. My table is a little tall. Alright, so there we go. There's our score line. There's our score line right there. And that score line will be what gets folded over onto the back side whenever we put these 2 pieces of paper together. So we're done with the scoreboard for now. Might need it back in a little bit, but for now we're done with it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Tim Holtz stamp platform. And we are doing this live, so you never know what's going to happen. I could make horrible mistakes at any moment. Hopefully I won't, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper, I'm going to butt it up against the corner here. Put that one there, and I'm going to take my stamp set. And I have it on the clear side. The Tim Holtz stamp platform is set to the clear side. And this is a big, big stamp. That's why I went with the bigger piece of paper, is because the stamp is so incredibly large. It's a great stamp. I love it. I love that you can really do a multitude of things with it, but it is a ginormous stamp. And actually what I'm going to do, so I'm going to set this at 2 inches. I'm kind of doing this upside down. I should make it easier on myself and flip it all around. Whoops. See, this is what happens when I live craft. Everything goes a little wonky, but that's okay. And I am looking up for your comments, so if you say something, I am watching. Alright, I'm going to take my magnets, set them on either side of the house. That's about where I want it. Now I do have this overlap a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that area off. Oops, pick this up. I'm going to set it back at 2 inches. Make sure not to click my mouse, because I'm sure that would be bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of purple tape. And I'm going to mask off love me some purple tape. Let's see. Almost got it. There we go. All right, I'm going to mask off the area that I don't want my my Versamark to get onto. That's because if it was to get on there, you would be able to see it, and also whenever you are closing the card, and if there was embossing powder on there, it would crack that embossing powder. I don't want anything on that, so I'm just going to do that. I have my Versamark. I need a coffee filter, and I'm going to use some of my silver embossing powder. So what I'm going to do is I will stamp it. Oh, I need to use my anti-static powder tool as well. This is just so hopefully none of the embossing powder hopefully it will keep the embossing powder from sticking where I don't want it to stick, right? So this keeps it hopefully nice and clean, so that way all I have to do is tap the paper a couple of times and it should come off. Now you're probably seeing that it does turn, oh, that's a good question. It does turn the paper a little white, but that's okay. All you have to do is take a Swiffer cloth and then clean that off, or just use your hand. It comes off really easily. Juju is asking, is the purple tape the same as blue painter's tape? The answer is no. Purple tape, I have some blue painter's tape right here too. Purple tape is specifically designed for crafters, and it is less tack. Like, it is easier to pull off your papers without them tearing. Blue tape is for painting. It's for painting your house. It's for painting in your walls. It's for painting. This is good, and if it's the only thing you have access to, I've used this for many, many years. A trick to keep this from tearing your paper is to tear off your piece and then put it on your arm, or put it on your jeans, or put it on your shorts, or whatever, and pull it off. That will kind of like fuzz it a little bit, so that way it's not as sticky. I have had blue tape rip my paper before, so that's why I typically go with the purple tape, because it is better for your paper. Just my 2 cents. Kathy says, it's fun watching you make cards. Thank you, Kathy. So I have my Versamark ink, and I'm going to ink up my stamp. And this is a big stamp, so you really kind of have to make sure that you get good coverage. And I have my paper aligned, and we should be good to go. And put my Versamark back there. Remember, Versamark is sticky clear ink. That allows you to do heat embossing. I'm going to stand up because I want to put a lot of pressure on this one. I really want to make sure that my image is pressed all the way up against the paper, and that I don't have any spots that I'm missing. So they don't say, like a lot of stamp companies say, don't do CPR. But with this stamp, I really want to make sure that I'm getting the best possible image on my paper. And I think for funsies, I'm just going to do it one more time, just to make sure that I get the best impression possible. Juju, you are welcome. I'm glad that answered your question. Yeah, I'm a fan of blue tape. There's nothing wrong with blue tape. I just find that purple tape works better for crafters. Getting stuff stuck everywhere. Again, I'm going to CPR it. Make sure that I'm getting the best possible image and hoping that it didn't shift. I don't think it did. I think we did okay. I think we are just fine. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and move my magnets, peel up my paper, and peel away the tape. And I have a tripod right here, and I literally just stick my tape on the tripod because it can be reused. There's no reason to throw that piece away, even though it has some embossing powder, or some Versa marking on it. It doesn't matter. Trying very hard not to mess up the impression. And I'm just using this coffee filter to catch. Ooh, wow, I got a lot of embossing powder where I didn't want it. Probably left over from the tape. I can fix that though. So there's our image right there. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to grab my paintbrush and I'm going to get rid of the embossing powder. There it is. I had one. It's like I know I have one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a regular paintbrush. I'm just going to go along this edge, removing as much embossing powder as possible. Wow, it is really stuck on there. Being very gentle to make sure I don't end up getting my design. And honestly, if there's some remaining on there, it's not the end of the world. I'm not gonna fret. Alright, that's as good as it's going to get. So you can see that there's a little bit right there, but not a big deal. Alright, so now I'm going to get my heat gun. Forgot to plug it in before we got started, so I'm going to heat up my heat tool, get it nice and warm. Once it's nice and warm, I'll take it over and start heating it up. Alright, normally I would, it would be great for me to be able to hold that on camera and do it. Unfortunately, I always am afraid of the items on my desk and heating those items up, so I always point it away from my desk whenever I do it. Michael says he's actually on here. Hey, welcome! So this, oh man, look at that goodness right there. Oh, I love that. That's fun. Alright, so that's what I'm going to go with for this. I'm going to go ahead and pour my embossing powder back in. Although I think I kind of want a greeting on here. So let's take a look at the greetings after we clean up a little bit. I'm going to put the lid back onto my embossing powder because knowing my luck, I would spill it everywhere. And yeah, we did get some of the silver metallic powder on the other side. Not a big deal. I'm out of baby wipes. I'm not really. I have another package over there, which I will grab momentarily. And actually, this one doesn't even feel like it's wet at all. I'm just cleaning off my stamp. Yeah, there's like no moisture in that whatsoever, so let me grab my next package. Oh, come on. These things are just the worst. Trying to get a new package of baby wipes going is just the worst. Alright. Put that in there. Alright. Get this cleaned off. Ooh, this is a juicy package. Very, very wet. I like that. Set that there. I'm going to grab a paper towel and just run it over my stamp really quick. Dry it off. Uh-oh, and I lost my black paper. There we go. Alright, so we're going to take this off. Put it back where it belongs. And now I have Happy Halloween and Happy Haunting. I like Happy Haunting. It's the most frightful time of the year. Ooh, that's also pretty good. What do you think? Should I do... Oh, hey, Kathy. Welcome. Should I do Happy Halloween, Happy Haunting, or It's the Most Frightful Time of the Year? I think I like Happy Haunting, and I think I'm going to do that on the front. And then maybe I'll do the other one. It's the most frightful time of the year on the inside. That might be a good idea. So I'm actually gonna flip this whole thing around because I like it. I like to use this with the door pointing to my right. It's easier for me since I'm right-handed. Kathy, are you right or left-handed? I can't remember. It's easier for me to open and close this way rather than the other way. So my paper is a little warped. That's what happens sometimes with heat embossing. It's fine. Helps if you put the stamp right side up. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to pick it up. Again, I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool. I'm late in joining. Who are these stamps by? These are by Colorado Craft Company. These are the big and bold stamps. I found out about these from one of our favorites, Kathy. Christina Warner. There we go. There's the name. I kept wanting to call her Jennifer Warner. Wow. Wouldn't that be... that would be a thing. Anyways, Christina Warner, she introduced me to these stamps last Halloween, and I figured since we're getting close to Halloween this year, what a great time to start working on my Halloween cards. So again, I'm going to use Versamark ink. I'm going to stamp it, making sure I get a good impression. Kathy is right-handed. Okay, so you do the same thing with your door. I watched one of your videos yesterday, and you stamp with the door to the right like I do. All right, so here's an important question. I stamped this Happy Haunting. Should I do it in the silver like I did the house, or should I do it in white so that way it stands out and is a little bit different? I want your answers. I'm going to grab my white embossing powder just in case. So I have my white embossing powder and I have my silver embossing powder. Which one should I do? My hubby just started vacuuming and it got loud in here. Oh. So I think I kind of want to do white. What do y'all think? White or silver? hate this delay. This delay is killer. I never know. Silver would be cleaner. That's right. White would be fun. True. Let's do silver. I'm going to go silver. And if y'all haven't checked out Kathy Zilski's... ooh, white. So now we're going... Okay, wait. But silver might be too much of the same. See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking silver might be a lot of the same as to where the white might... Also, white is kind of like ghost. Ghosts? All right, we'll go white. I don't know. It's just crafting. Nobody's going to die. The delay is about 30 seconds, Kathy. So that's why I'm always like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, yeah. That's going to be good. I like that. All right, let me heat emboss this with my manly heat tool. It's not manly. It's just what I had. Sandy also says white. Oh yeah, white was the way to go for sure. Look at that, guys. That looks good. I like that. All right, so I've got my white embossing done. I've got my silver embossing done. Now it is time to do something really fun. I was going to prep this. I was going to do this beforehand. Oh, I know, Kathy. It's ginormous. It's actually for, like, industrial building and stuff, but I'm like, meh, works for me. All right, so now that we've done that, I was supposed to get this done beforehand. I forgot. It happens. So I'm going to fire up my Cricut, and we're going to cut a circle. Sounds pretty simple, but the reason I'm doing it is because I want to get a moon on here. I like the simplicity of this, but I want to get a moon. And I'm going to do that as a mask. I'm going to create a mask. If I had a million dies, I could just pop out whichever die I wanted and use that. However, the circle die that I do have is a stitched circle, which means if I was to cut that out and use that one, I would have the little stitched lines around my... I'm dropping stuff all over the floor. I would have I would have those stitched circle lines all around my moon. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fire up my Cricut, get it all going. Put that down there. I keep my press and seal behind my Cricut. How funny is that? And then I'll stick it up in the window. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab just a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to use my phone. I'm going to go into Cricut Design Space, and I think I want a moon that has a diameter. Let me zoom in for y'all so you can see what's going on. So we're going to zoom in here. Yeah, I thought so too, Kathy. So here's my card. And I want a moon in this. And I think I want it about an inch. Yeah, that's about right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on my Cricut and cut out a circle that is 1 inch. And I wish I could do some fancy thing where I could show y'all what I'm doing on my phone, but I don't have that capability. Oops. I'm using the wrong machine. There we go. Let's make it. Probably would have been easier to do this on the Joy, but the Joy is currently unplugged and on the other side of the room because my laptop sits where my Cricut Joy usually is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this is about 3.5 inches wide, so I'm going to take my little mask here I positioned my circle where I wanted it to cut because I obviously don't want it to cut right up against the edge there. Otherwise, that wouldn't be much of a mask. So I'm waiting for my Cricut to find my phone, or for my phone to find my Cricut. There it is. Go ahead and load this in. And I'm going to set it to light cardstock. And for some reason it didn't connect. Of course, always, when I'm on live video, is when everything goes wrong. Always happens, guys. So I hope you're having a much better Saturday than I am at this point, but what can I say? I already know what color I want my moon to be. That's the other thing, is deciding what color it's going to be. I'm going to be using Distress Oxide and Fossilized Amber, so that way I get a nice, like, milky kind of moon. It also, Distress Oxides work on top of... oh, thank you, Kathy. That's so kind of you. The Distress Oxides work with darker paper because you can actually see them on there, right? I'm going to turn this on fast, and we're going to load and go. So the Distress Oxides are visible on dark paper. That's why I like to use them on dark paper. And I think after we finish this card, we're going to actually do another project using Distress Oxides on black. All right. So I'm going to keep this around because I feel like I'm going to need it again. In fact, I'm pretty sure I will. But I'm just going to hang it off to the side for now. So there is my mask. Here is my card. I'm going to grab my Distress Oxide. I need to get these labeled. I have the Distress Inks labeled. I don't have my Distress Oxides labeled yet. Hopefully that will change at some point. So I'm going to grab one of my brushes here. And remember that tape I just stuck up onto my tripod? Yep, I'm going to use that. Just break it down into smaller pieces. So I want my moon over in this area. Just going to stick that down there. Stick that down there. I have my Fossilized Amber Distress Oxides. Get it inky. And then go straight to it. I want it a little bit darker. Hopefully it will. Yeah, there we go. Just kind of keep layering up that color. I don't know if you can tell, but my whole desk, since the tripod is sitting on the desk, you may not be able to tell, but the whole desk is moving every time I do this. All right, let's see what that looks like. Oh, look at that. Look how fun that is. That's perfect. I'm going to peel that up and stick that to my tripod, and I can come back to it if I want to. I am using, every time I use these brushes, I just wipe them off onto a baby wipe. Even though I use the same color in the same family, so yellow for yellow, red for red, you know, all that kind of stuff, I always try and get a lot of the ink out and keep it from contaminating other colors, basically. I wouldn't have to do this because for the most part they really don't transfer. At least not that I found. And I got yellow all over my hands now. All right, let's put this away. We may be digging those back out in a minute, but for now. So this is what we got so far. It's too big to fit. Clear embossing on the moon. Oh, that's fun. I like that idea. So that, there we go. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. So now we want to put these two pieces together to make an actual card. So what I'm going to do, I don't think it's wet enough for me to do, let's see here. I have my clear embossing powder. Let's see if it's wet enough. I don't know that it's still wet enough to do this. I may have let it dry too much. Oh, no, you are a genius. Look at that. Look at that. So it looks white right now, but as soon as I hit it and get it heat embossed, it will change back to that yellow color. Oh, this did something really cool. Oh, this is really cool. This is such a great idea, Christy. This is really, really neat. I don't know if y'all are going to even be able to see this. Hold on just a second. Let me get this poured back in. Christy, that was such a great idea, because now, we go to close-up cam, it has, yeah, look at that texture on the moon. So I was kind of, when I was looking at it first, I was kind of like, well, that's cool. It has, you know, the shape of the moon, but now it has kind of like that texture of the moon as well. I don't know if this is coming across very well on the camera, but how cool is that? That looks awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble this. I'm going to grab my Tombow Extreme adhesive, and we've already creased this, so all I'm going to do is just crease that line, just like that. I'm going to take my Tombow Extreme adhesive and run it down this strip. Whoops. This strong adhesive is no joke, guys. No joke. Yeah, Christy, that was a great idea. Great, 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 great idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my back panel. I'm going to line it up as best as I can. And then I'm going to fold the back just like that. I'm going to use my finger and remove some of this adhesive that's sticking out. There we go. So now we have a 5x7 card. Some of this powder is still on here, so I'm going to just kind of take that off. Now this paper is 80-pound paper. It's not 100 or 110, which is my most favorite paper to make card bases out of, is the 110. Why is my camera just a there we go. So it's a little more flimsy than what I would like it to be, but I'm not terribly upset about that. I think it will be just fine. And also that's why we had a lot of warping with this card as well. All right, I haven't stamped the inside, so let's do that now. Stamp the inside. I got too much stuff on my desk, but that's how we roll. All right, so I'm going to take this stamp. Just going to set it there for the moment. There we go. All right, so I'm going to center it as best as I can, put it right side up, hopefully. There we go. Grab it, pull it up, and again, we're going to use our anti-static powder tool. I don't know if Kathy is... Yeah, she's still here. Kathy, your little sushi roll was just adorable. Love that one. And I have to give Kathy full credit. She's the one that inspired me to paint my nails. They may not be as great as hers are, but she inspired me. She has a great tutorial on how to use the Olive and June system, which she's gotten me hooked on. So thank you, Kathy. It's me, D234 is here. Hey, welcome. Right. Go, and we'll do some... I want to do silver on the inside again because I really love the look of the silver. I think it's going to be great. There we go. And heat this up again. I'm glad the camera can't get in too close right now because my manicure is freshly done, and I always find the first 24 hours are not the best, as you have to wait for some of the excess embellish... Wow, I keep wanting to call it embossing powder. It's not embossing powder on my nails. Some of the fingernail paint, nail polish, that's the word I'm looking for. Whenever I take a shower, that excess comes off. So usually, like, here's my tip for you. If you're going to paint your nails, do it at least 24 hours ahead and make sure you take a shower or bath in between that time. It makes it a lot easier to get them nice and clean. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. Get this cleaned up. There we go. Put that back where it belongs. Isn't it nice, Kathy? Isn't it nice how it, like, just cleans everything up for you and you don't have to muck around with it? If I have big mistakes, I will take care of that, but for the most part, I just leave it alone. All right, so there we go. It's the most frightful time of the year. So there we go. How cool is that? I think this came out great. I really like it a lot. Now it's time to make the envelope. We got to make an envelope since this is not a standard A2 size card. I do have to make an envelope for it because otherwise, I think I might have, I have A9 greeting card envelopes up on my shelf, but I want something that kind of goes with the look and feel of this card, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this away for the moment. I may bring this back out again. I don't know. We'll see. I am going to use my Cricut. I'm getting sticky all over me. We're going to set the card off to the side, and we're going to grab that black piece of paper. I'm also grabbing one of my favorite tools in the craft room, my We Are Memory Keepers 1, 2, 3 punch board. If you do not have this tool, this is one of my top 5 tools that you need in your craft room, no matter what kind of crafter you are. Love the color you chose for your nails. They look great. Thank you. Kathy, you've never made your own envelopes? They are so much fun. All right. Excuse me. Love this tool. Love everything that I can do with this tool. If you're new to crafting, this is one of my top 5 recommended items to have because there's so much that you can do with it. So I'm going to flip it open and we're going to take a look at sizing here. So for a 5x7 card, all right, so for a 5x7, all the numbers are here. I would zoom in, but even still, they're so tiny that it's hard to see on camera. So for a 5x7 card, I need a paper size of 9 7/8 by 9 7/8. So, not good at math. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. I am going to 100% cheat. And I'm going to throw this onto my Cricut and have it cut my paper for me. So you have a lot of tools around you that can help you. Kathy, I do not have the punch board. Do you have a video on that? Yes, Kathy, I do. I do have a video on how to use the punch board. I will try and remember after this video finishes processing to put that in the iCards. But you can search for 1, 2, 3 punch board here on my channel and you'll be able to find it. Use the tools that you have around you. So I need a piece of paper that is 9 7/8 inches. I don't know what the decimal for 7/8 is, and I'm sure somebody is a math whiz and they're going to put it into the chat. But I'm going to ask my friend Alexa. Alexa, what is 7/8 represented as a decimal?
0.88's decimal representation is 0.88. Did that answer your question?
I'm not 100% sure.
Thanks for your feedback.
There you go. Anyways, I'll type it into Google just to make sure, because I'm not sure she heard me quite right. I think she did, but I just want to triple check. So 7/8 represented as a decimal would be 0.875. So I need a piece of paper that is 9.875. So I'm going to go into Cricut. I'm going to size it.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Go to sleep, Alexa. Oh, yes, please send me a... Please, Kathy says she has a chart. Yes, please send me the chart. 9.875. And it didn't like that. Let me try that again. 9.875. There we go. All right, so we're going to make this... So I need a bigger piece of paper. That's what I need. Why is this bigger than... Hold on, something's a little wonky here. Oh, because it changed it to that. Okay, got it. So Cricut Design Space is rounding it up. I need to find a bigger piece of paper because I don't... Obviously, this piece of paper is not big enough because this is 8.5. So I have to dig. I have to dig. Yes, I am. I am going to have to get a bigger piece of paper. Let me find one. Y'all chat amongst yourselves for a moment. I'm just going to grab this one here. I don't know. Do you think that's going to be big enough? I think that'll work, right? I knew I had some around here. So this is Cricut paper. That is going to... This one is much bigger. than what I need, but I'm going to cut it down. I don't know where to put stuff. So let's cut this down. I'm going to put that in my chair for a moment. I don't have enough space. I never have enough space. I don't think anybody has enough space. And I'm going to just measure this out at 12. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Stick the other half under there for now. Put this back up. Crafting is definitely a sport for me because I end up sitting down and standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down and standing up. Christy says, Kathy, the lunch board, I think she meant punch board, is a million times worth its weight in gold. I agree with that. All right, so I'm going to put this down just like that. And we're going to send this over to my Cricut. Now, you're probably asking, Ian, aren't there envelopes already in Cricut Design Space? Yes, there are. I could easily just go ahead and cut an envelope straight out of here. But I like using my punch. It's a lot of fun. And it's really easy, too. All right, so I've loaded that up. I've set my material to cardstock. I'm going to set this to fast mode and let it do its thing. I'm going to come back over to the chat. I fill whatever desk space I have. Yes, that is exactly right. So it's almost like a fish in a fish tank. Like if you give it more space, it gets bigger, right? Same thing here with me. If you're going to cut it, you should just cut it to the correct size. Yeah, I could have done that, Sandy. You are absolutely right. I could have just cut it straight away on there. But for me, I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard for me to figure out where 7/8 on my ruler is. Can I do it? Yes. Is it easier for me just to throw it on there and let it do it? Yeah. For me, it's easier that way. Sandy also has the punch board and she loves it. Yes, Kathy, you're going to have to get one. So, yes, would it have been easier just to cut it straight on my cutter? Yes. Would it have been easier just to cut the whole envelope out on my Cricut? Yes. Am I known for doing the easiest thing ever? No, not at all. All right, put my excess paper in there. Put this over here. All right, so now I have my paper the right size that I could have easily done a multitude of ways, faster, more efficient. Oh well. All right, so I'm gonna bring out my swing arm because I feel like I'm probably gonna need that. I'm gonna take out my score tool, and it says here for 5x7 envelope, we need a piece of paper that is 9 7/8, and then our punch guide, we're gonna line it up with 4 1/8. So I do like that the punch board has those measurements already written out for you on here. So I need 4 1/8, is that right? 4 1/8. So there we go. There's 4 1/8. I'm going to line up my score tool in there and do the score line and a punch. And then it just like fits right into that groove. You can kind of feel it lock into place. We'll do the next score line and a punch. Turn it again. And again, I'm going to feel when it falls into that groove. Punch. And falls right into place. There we go. And punch. All right, so I've gotten all of my score lines done. I'm going to round out all my corners because I like having rounded corners on my envelopes. Oops. There we go. Yeah. All right, so we'll put this away and we'll get rid of our... Kathy, since you haven't seen this video, you don't know what these are called yet. These are called punch poopies. Punch poopies. You are welcome. You will now think of that every time you use any type of punch. You'll be like, oh, Ian called them punch poopies. And you'll never be able to unhear that. Sorry. I have conditioned you for life now. All right. Here we are. Here is our envelope. I'm going to grab my tape. And let's see. Can I do it on this side? Yes, I can do it on this side. I'm just going to mask off my sides again. Kathy, I'm curious. How long does it take for you to go through a roll of purple tape? Because since I only craft usually about once a week, it takes a while for me to go through it. But I'm curious, as someone who does crafting for their job, do you go through it faster? It's not perfect, but it'll do. Yes, you're welcome for punch poopies. Go. Now guys, this doesn't have to be exact. I'm not measuring, I'm not anything. I'm literally just slapping it on and saying, that'll work. So there we go. Alright, so I've masked off the areas that I don't want any type of ink on. So I'm going to grab some Distress ink, or oxides again. I'm picking out Wilted Violet. I really need to put labels on these. Let's see, do I want... No, I don't want Lucky Clover. I want Twisted Citron. So we have Wilted Violet, Twisted Citron, and then Spiced Marmalade. Those are the three colors that we're going to work on. Kathy says it lasts her a while. That's awesome. Plus Thermal Web sent her a stash. I'm lousy with purple tape. That's all right. No big deal. Okay. So, what we're going to do now, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to set these over here. I don't want to use fossilized amber anymore. I just want to use these three colors. So I'm going to grab my green. I'm going to grab my purple. Where's my purple one? Oh, this one's actually the lighter green, so I'm going to use that one. I need to find a better way to organize these. I don't feel like I have a very good organization on this one. I'm actually going to use the white. This is going to become my purple one, I think, because I don't really use white. Gonna fling the white ink for stars? I don't think so. I don't want to. I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm looking on Simon for the 123, but I found this same company. Huh. I'll have to check out. You'll have to send me the link because I'm curious which one you're looking at. Kathy, I know the 123 punch board is on Michael's and Joanne's website, I believe. All right, so I need an orange now. There we go. All right, so I'm going to use my white brush. Since I don't have any white ink, I don't use white. I'm just going to make sure that it's clean and that there is no white ink on this brush. Make sure to dry it off, get all that moisture off. There we go. Okay, So let's do this. Let's do some orange, some spiced marmalade. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend these colors onto my paper here and just do different circles of it. You might be asking, Ian, what are you like? What's the effect you're going for? I don't know. I'm just playing. I'm just playing and letting the ink kind of do what it's gonna do. And because we're working on black paper, the colors are going to be a little more muted, right? They're not going to be those bright in-your-face colors that you would normally see, like on a white piece of paper. And again, the best thing about distress oxides, I've said this in my videos before, is they blend so well. Like, it is so easy to blend with these colors because, you know, if you make a boo-boo and put too much of one color in a spot, you just go back over and blend it back with the color you were using originally. It's interesting. I don't know if you can see this, but look how much whiter this color is as opposed to this one. It's the same exact color, but what happened was I think my brush was still wet. And so when it did that, whenever I laid that color down, it ended up oxidizing that, because remember, distress oxides react with water and turn to that kind of milky white color. Kathy says, I never think to add oxides to black. Yeah. So you can get some really cool effects by layering distress oxides on top of black. Now, as you can see, as I'm adding more ink, it is starting to become way more visible. Those colors are brightening up a lot. And it's kind of leaving my other colors in the dust. But we're going to keep layering. We're going to keep adding on. We're going to keep working with it to create brighter and brighter colors. Make sure, I don't think I'm getting any green in there. Kathy, another great tip is try it out on your Desert Storm cardstock from Nina, or you know, some brand. That Desert Storm craft cardstock turns amazing. Okay, so this looks a hot mess right now. You're probably thinking, like, Ian, where did you go to art school? Technically, I didn't. And you're probably thinking, like, Ian, that's just a hot mess. I know. Give it time. Hang in there with me. I want to make sure I'm not getting too much color transfer, and I don't think I am. That's pretty cool. So look at the shapes that this is making, even as I'm just going through and just using the brush. I haven't done anything else. I haven't added water. I haven't added any other kind of additive to make this start moving around. I can't think of the right words, but I haven't added anything else to get it moving yet. I'm just doing simple brush work, and look at the different patterns it's already starting to create. I need to break out of my white cardstock. So there we go. I'm really liking where this is going. I think I might add just a hair more green down here in the bottom corner. Oops. All right. So this still looks a hot mess. I get it. But we're not done yet. We are not done. I've gotten it to a point that I'm happy with it. I don't think I'm going to do anything more. I am going to clean up the side of my inks a little bit because I tend to get ink everywhere. Especially because the brushes are so large that I end up getting it just about everywhere. That's okay. There we go. All right. So I'm going to empty out my brushes here. And then we'll keep moving on. Let's see, do I have... Oh yeah, I still have plenty of orange in there. Whoops. Oh well. All over my hand. Meh. In there. Oh, oh, oh! Almost dropped it on the floor. It's good. That's how I ended up with orange paint everywhere. It's just my clumsiness. Don't know if y'all have seen that card video, but there've definitely been some bloopers over my time here on YouTube. All right, that will do for now. Drop that in there. All right, so we've gotten our distress oxides put on. I'm gonna put those up there for now. And I'm gonna peel off my tape. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna hold it on there for a minute. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some water. And I'm gonna spritz it into my hand. And I'm gonna drop it on. Oh, look at that. Look how cool that was. Put some more smaller drops on. I want them right there. There we go. So now I kind of got him on the rest of the envelope too, but that's okay. So look at that. Look at those areas there. They're starting to bleach. They're starting to change. They're starting to do some really cool effects. And I got it on the rest of the envelope too. Whoops. So we're going to give that just another second. Kind of move them around a little bit. And I'm just going to take my paper towel and soak up the remainder of that water. Look at that. Oh, guys, this is so cool looking. All right, let's peel up our tape. This is the big reveal moment that I always enjoy. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. All of this. All of this. Boom. Look at that. Oh, this is awesome, guys. I love how this came out. Now, this is Cricut paper. It is not, it's not great for doing a whole bunch of waterwork on. I'm really pushing this paper, especially in some of these larger areas. I'm really pushing this paper to the max. It's a good, sturdy paper. It's about 80 pounds. So it's a good, sturdy paper. But maybe if I was doing this, I might want to do this on a different kind of paper, a different quality of paper, because Cricut paper is good for the Cricut. That's what it's intended for. Maybe not so good for doing other techniques like this one, adding water, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, look how great this came out. This is a lot of fun looking. And as you can see on the back side, there are some dimples, and those dimples are where the water saturated the paper. So again, it's not perfect. It's not 100% the best. I am going to hit it with my heat tool just to make sure it's nice and dry. There we go. So that's pretty much dry now. Remember though, whenever you mail this card, I have this thing sitting in front of me. Whenever you mail this card, if I was to mail this out, let me put this away so that way you can actually hear me. Remember, this is distress oxides. They do react with water even after they're dry. So if I was to send this card, there are several things that I would probably do to protect it. Step number one is use some of that micro pore glaze. Christina Warner uses it on her mail envelope tutorials. And she uses that as a protective layer to help make sure that water doesn't interfere with those inks anymore. The second thing I could do is I could get a clear plastic envelope to put this in. So something similar to your stamp packaging. This one's a little more flimsy, but you could get plastic like this, almost like your stamp pockets. You could get plastic like that and send your card, like put it in that envelope with the address and everything on it, close it up, and then put the stamps on the outside so that way it still goes through normally and you don't have to worry about it getting wet. Or if you have some other type of sealant, that can work too. There's lots of different types of sealants out there that are clear. You can do that as well. So to finish out this envelope, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Make sure my desk is not wet, because again, I don't want it to reactivate. I'm going to fold this in. Gonna fold the bottom up. So there's that. I'm gonna grab this. Again, I'm using my Tombow Extreme Adhesive. Anytime I do envelopes, I always use the strong adhesive because I know that it's going to stay sealed. So lay that down, fold this part over, and there we go. That envelope is ready to go, and now I have the perfect card to go with the envelope. Just like that. How fun is that? So, I hope I was able to teach you something today. I hope you learned how to use the distress oxides on black paper or work with a larger than average card size. There's so many fun ways to work, and especially with these larger stamps. I love these larger stamps because you can really do so much with them. Sorry, this is annoying me. I have like OCD when it comes to putting the plastic back onto my stamps. I don't know why. It just happens. Anyways, yeah, so it's really fun to work with these larger stamps. I want more of these larger stamps. And I just think it's a lot of fun to do larger stamps because you can really crop them off in so many different ways. You can crop them off like I did here where it's most of the image, but we just lost a little bit of the side. You can crop it in so that way if you just wanted a section of it, I mean, it's so many different ways. It does need a wax seal. You are right about that. I need to invest in that. Jackie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So yeah, that is today's card and envelope. Let's see, there we go. So that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, there we go. So I think that's gonna do it for today's video. This was a great video, and that's a beautiful card. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Again, if you caught this on the replay, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so that way you get notified every time I go live. You got to click the bell notification icon and click all notifications. And then you do have to make sure that your mobile device has its notifications on, or any other device that you're working with. Make sure all of those notification settings are turned on, so that way you can actually get the notifications when I send them. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you liked my video, and then hopefully YouTube will share it across YouTube land. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and spending the time with me as I create this fun card. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I'm so glad y'all stuck around and had some fun with me. I hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. Bye!